I call myself a clay painter as the clay I work in is so soft and water-based that I can move it around with a paintbrush and water. I'm also a two-dimensional artist that decided to discover the world of three-dimensional art, which is what sculpting is. Sculpting is a three-dimensional art as you can see more than two sides at a time. I'm also fairy taught. One can call it working with angels, muses, or in my case, fairies, as I like to play with the creative energy and not suffer for it. All creative energy or inspiration comes from the same source. It's how we choose to tap into it that gives us the tools to work with. In my case, I begin with an idea or sometimes something that I have seen. Then I grab my clay to see who will be showing up in my world. Because I work with the fairies, I need to be open to what they show me and keep my perspective. That is why I often work with the back of the head just as importantly as the front to keep the face framed within my perspective. As much as I would like to see my fairies in their true form, we have an understanding that I want to not only learn about them, but to also understand them. And this is why my fairies help me to be inspired to see the magic in people and as well as things around me. This is why most of my characters still have the traditional mundane look to them of two eyes, a nose, and a mouth in order for me to learn the foundation of my sculpting. Since our venture together has spanned over many years together, I found that it has greatly reduced my frustration the more that I can have my clay head look like what I want it to look like instead of trying to fix the head when I render it in porcelain, as porcelain is truly my favorite medium to work with and is as long-lasting as the fairy life itself if taken care of. One truth my fairies have revealed to me is the right side of the head is the fairy side. This is the energy coming towards me, and often the one that requires the most work to see and bring into perspective. The left side of the face is the mundane, which is my truth, mainly because I'm a right-handed artist. The left side is much easier to see and bring into relationship the other muscles and forms that create that side of the face. Now, this isn't something that I just sat down and learned in one lesson. It has taken many years to understand this, as the fairies only reveal what they think I can understand at that time, or know that I have the patience to learn. Not to say that they have not tried to pixelate me along the way. That is a fairy trait that my fairies share with the pixies. It is to sometimes send me down the wrong path or get lost in some foreign area. It's because sometimes in getting lost that we can then find our way to a solution. As I work back and forth, always trying to find the balance in the face, as well as between the fairy world and mine, a character will often begin revealing themselves to me with their name, as knowing their name is them trusting me enough to tell their stories. How do they tell me their name? Often as I'm concentrating on a face, all of a sudden a song will pop into my head or a word, sometimes a name that will then have me doing more research to try to understand the meaning of the name. It's not unusual for my original concept or inspiration to shift from the image that I had started with to evolve into something that will create their own personality. And that is what happened to Illuminosity. The shy young fairy that is connected to the moon evolved into a character with especially large ears. Not Dumbo-like ears, but not small, petite, elfish-looking ones either. She has a purpose and a story which requires her special ears and hearing. Luminosity, or Ellie for short, is now in the mold-making stage. If you wish to learn more about her, sign up for my weekly newsletter updates, or check out my fairy tale ongoing story blog called My Brambles on my website.